everybody. I wanted to go over this problem with you. This is a little bit of a review of the contribution margin and operating profit and fixed versus variable cost. So the contribution margin is sales minus variable cost. It can also be expressed as a percent of sales, and you get that by dividing the contribution margin by the sales. If you know the contribution margin percent, let's just guess here and say that it's 60, you can solve for what the variable cost percent is. It is always 100 minus get that format nice. These two added up will equal sales. So if this is 60, this must be 40. So they can give you variable cost percent, and you can solve for contribution margin as well. All right. So here in this particular problem, they tell you that the variable expenses are 57% of sales. So then we can figure out the contribution margin from that. So since they both add up to 100%, we can tell that this would be 43% here. So that adds up to be 100%. And then they tell you the fixed costs are $115,000. And they don't ask you for operating profit, but it's just good to remind yourself how this all fits together, because you need the contribution margin percent to solve for break even. And so you have to be able to get that number. And they didn't give you these amounts so you could calculate it directly. You had to do it analytically. We don't have units, so we can't calculate contribution margin per unit. So we have to give them break-even units in revenue. So that would be fixed costs divided by the contribution margin percent. So our fixed costs are the 115, and we would divide that by the contribution margin percent, which we solve for, and that would give us our contribution margin in dollars. Let me know if you have a question.